Right now, PowerSchool has many processes that require secret credentials to access, and it's not uncommon to use shared or open credentials like passwords, key files, or tokens. Team Open Sesame is a cross functional team consisting of a software architect, DevOps engineers, an application specialist, and a benefits analyst. We set out to further increase internal security while making the process easier and automated. We are proud to share a solution with you today that offers a highly secure way to allow individuals or predefined groups access to programs and products using dynamic time restricted credentials. Additionally, any single or list of credentials will automatically expire after a given amount of time or can be revoked at any time. With Vault, we can tightly control access to secret credentials, determine the time allowed for access, and record a detailed audit log. Imagine being able to provide test credentials that expire after 1 hour, a read-only credential for troubleshooting database issues, or a one-step process to revoke all access if an employee leaves. We aim to elevate security by providing a new level of protection for access to company and customer data, while simplifying the process required to gain or revoke access with a solution that integrates across application, teams, and departments. But don't take my word for it. Check it out for yourself.
This solution could be set up to be integrated with our company's Active Directory servers so that all users and desired OU groups would become available. Predefined policies can then be associated to users and groups to provide access that would be required for each employee to complete their job. Our solution is built around Vault, an industry-standard open-source product by HashiCorp with enterprise support. In a PowerSchool deployment, Vault would be deployed into a global management plane, positioning it to have access to all of our hosted resources. We are able to integrate and provide temporary credentials to any RDBS or NoSQL databases, and are able to develop plugins for others that may not already be supported. Read-only credentials could be used for engineering assistance with debugging problems in production after they've gone through an approval process and were added to a group with a DB read-only policy. As you can see, this read-only user cannot run any commands besides select. This could also be set up to provide root-like credentials for ops teams, so actual root credentials are not shared or known. The expiration window for credentials can be defined on a per policy basis. Another use case is protecting shared SSH keys for our public Bastion servers. Vault has its own certificate authority, which can be set up to be trusted by our Bastions. Approved employees are then able to use their personal SSH keys to obtain access to the Bastion servers without knowing the Bastion's key. This can be set up to expire daily, requiring fresh authentication and authorization checks for each user. Employees that leave PowerSchool would not have any knowledge of that root key. Here's an example where we're obtaining an Azure Service Principal credential that's locked down to a specific resource group with limited permissions. We're then able to log in at the command line with those credentials and able to see a list of VMs that have been made available to us. However, we are not able to see the images in that resource group because of the policy applied to our user. This is an example of the granularity that is available to be applied. The service principal expires after 3 minutes, but we've condensed the video so you don't have to wait that long. Here you can see that the credentials are expired and we are no longer able to see those resources. Similarly, we are now acquiring IAM credentials for accessing hosted resources in Amazon AWS. This could provide the ability to manage an auto-scaling group or provision VMs during onboarding. We apply the obtained credentials to our local environment, and then in this case are only able to list the details of an EC2 instance. Once we are done, we revoke that lease. Subsequent attempts to run the same AWS command will fail as we no longer have access. And now for the best part. This can be automated. We're now going to look at the pipeline that's able to request highly privileged credentials in a secure manner, use them for their intended purpose during a pipeline run, and then revoke the credentials when they're done to ensure they don't live longer than necessary. There are no human touch points required during this process. The CI runner handles all credentials, is not saving anything sensitive in the pipeline, and was only able to request permissions it had been previously granted.
Thank you for your time. Your security is important to us.